Hi, this is Michael Williams, and this is Sprint 3 for week 5. In this week, I created factories for the mushrooms, the enemies, specifically to the centipede right now, and for the bullet in order to have better resource management. Because those are the things that are to be created and replaced like constantly as they're destroyed and remade. So now they're no longer destroyed, they're recycled. To do this, it's generally the same for all of them, but I create a reserve list and an active list. And then instead of destroying and creating news for everything, everything is either spawned, like spawned mushroom from a mushroom factory, or recycled. And in doing so, spawning is it looks at the reserve list size, and if it's less than 0, well, if it's greater than 0, then I'll pull from the reserve, and then remove it from the reserve list and add it to the active list and set it all up. Otherwise, it'll create a new one because there haven't been enough made yet, so it needs to do that. Recycling just takes it off the active and puts it into reserve. Here's a little counter I did for player zone. Now it's just a counter for when I start implementing the flea. It's like that for everything else. Okay, so also we had Centipede. We had to implement smooth turn and its body. I like make them all link up together. Try and demo that right now, but basically I broke up the centipede into a head and into a tail. Because of my recording software making me going down to like 20 frames, it's making this look really jittery. But overall, as you can see, it does follow the way in which I do this is that I have a queue that I update for the main head. And it passes, and every body part that's created is like put into a list of pointers with the next and the previous. So it's like a linked list. Update queue basically is I just take my queue, which is a struct I created, which contains the rotation and position, passes it to the pushes it to the instructions of the next one. So then like this head's tail, next body part will get the instructions, and then it uses them and it pushes them to the next one and pops it for its list, and it just goes down the list, and as long as its next is not equal to 0, so as long as there's something else there, so that way I don't have any like memory leaks, and not memory leaks, but crashes and stuff like that. And to make sure everything's offset properly, since it's always pushing the whole list, I put in a timer, because the time for it's based on the squares. It's a magic number right now, but I know the real number. It's 16 because it's the size of the grid. I can pull that from somewhere else, from my grade class. Right now it's just this because I didn't want to keep retyping it as I was messing around to treat it to work. But it offsets it by how long it takes to get to one grid. So that way it falls behind nicely when it's not lagging horrendously. And that is all.